The purpose of life is a life of purpose. Hi, my name is Austin Carlem Cruz and I'm here today to discuss to you the lesson about Telos.
If we confess our sins, He is faithful and just to forgive our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. My name is Giancarlo Bidilupio and I'm going to tackle the virtue as a habit. Think well.
Fear is a powerful beast, but we can learn to ride it. Hi, my name is Gemma Rose Barbo from BS Edu 101, and for today's topic, I'm going to discuss the natural law and its tenets.
Have no cares, but in everything with prayers and praise, and put your requests before God. That is Philippians chapter 4 verse 6. Hi, my name is Daisy Jean Marquez, and I am going to discuss the tenets of natural law.
If one wants to achieve eudaimonia, one must be virtuous. Hi, my name is Fiona. My topic is all about happiness as moral and cardinal virtues.
Good day everyone. My name is Austin Carlem Cruz and I'm here today to present to you a very special lesson na inihanda sa atin ni Aristotle para malaman natin ang purpose natin sa buhay. So, for most of my life, I've always wondered, what if one day I died? Where would I go? Or saan nga ba ako patungo? Or what if I knew that I would live tomorrow or the next day? Or the next week? Or the next year? Or even the next decades? What will I do with my life? Or ano yung gagawin ko sa mga natitirang araw ko sa buhay ko? So, in this lesson ay malalaman natin kay Aristotle ang very purpose of our life. So, I'm here gonna introduce to you the word Telos. Telos or Telos is also considered to be correct. And I'm gonna describe this to you. So, yun. In his Nicomachean Ethics, Aristotle describes the happy life intended for a man by nature as one live with accordance to the virtue. So, ang tao daw ay nabuhay para sumunod daw at mamuhay ng tama. So, yun yung pinaka in-emphasize ni Aristotle na purpose natin sa buhay. Ayun ay para makakamit tayo ng kasiyahan sa pagsunod ng mga makatwiran at mabubuting bagay. So, Telos or Telos, call it what you want, pero okay lang naman kung anong gusto niyo piliin. So, is an ancient Greek term which simply means end or purpose or goal. So, kapag nabanggit natin tong tatlong salita na to, ano yung pumapasok sa isip natin? So, kung ako yung tatanungin, ang pumasok sa isip ko is, ano nga ba yung dapat nating gawin habang tayo ay nabubuhay? What is our purpose in life? What is the existence? Or ano yung nga ba yung dahilan kung bakit tayo nag-exist dito? So, according to Aristotle, it has the special meaning of which the state in which something's nature is fulfilled. So, every actions we take, or every processes na ginagawa natin sa buhay natin, we should always be observable, be keen with observing our actions, because every actions we made are ito yung mga bagay na nagbi-build up sa kung ano yung magiging purpose natin at sa kung ano yung magiging lalim ng existence natin dito sa mundo. So, yun. Pinaliwanag din ni Aristotle na Telos is an inherent purpose of each thing. So, lahat tayo meron ito. Lahat tayo merong telos as a person. So the ultimate reason for each thing being the way it is drive or whether created that way by human beings or nature. So, ang telos natin ay nadadrive either by other people na nakakasalamuhan natin or ng nature mismo. So, it is said to be talking teleologically rather. So, because he asserts that everything that move or lahat ng mga bagay na gumagalaw is moved in part by a type of cause called the telos. So, bilang tao, as a person na gumagalaw, we are all given the power to have telos. So, hindi pwedeng ako lang yung merong telos or ikaw lang ang merong telos. Lahat tayo meron nun. Gumagalaw tayo because we have something in common. Meron tayong purpose or goal na gustong marating, which is drive by a specific cause or reason kung bakit natin ginagawa yung mga bagay na yun. So, when something is asserted to be teleological, it means that an explanation is used in such terms or in such notions such as ends, goals, or purposes in life, according to Rosenberg and Macshea, 2008. For an instance, kapag tinanong tayo, why did we switch on the TV? Or why did someone switch on the TV? So, magre-respond tayo to watch his favorite program. So, bakit nga ba binuksan mo yung TV? Siyempre, gusto mong mapanood yung gusto mong mapanood. So, we are giving a teleological explanation behind the question. So, saan at paano nga ba nagsimula yung paniniwala natin ng word natin na telos? So, according to Aristotle, he claimed that politics was the ultimate arena for the creation of this idea. Bakit nga ba politics yung nag-drive sa atin para magkaroon tayo ng telos or para ma-form tong telos na ito? So people inside a specific society or community is syempre nagfa-follow tayo ng societal and political rules na kailangan nating masunod bilang isang citizen. So the environment itself facilitates the formation of or the existence of telos. So yung the people behind it, kunyari yung mga tanod. Bakit nga ba may mga tanod sa mga barangay natin? Because they protect the barangay. Paano naman yung mga tao sa barangay? Paano yung mga telos nila? Sila naman ay para sumunod sa mga batas na meron doon sa lugar nila. So, at approximately the same time that nations were developing systems to foster the telos they have, another revolution gave new meanings to telos and teleology. So, Charles Darwin, when he piloted the idea of natural selection, in which the theory of evolution is included, nag-came to appear lalo yung salitang telos. So, yung mga hayop din pala, meron din pala silang mga telos as an animal. Yung mga nabuhay na mga species, meron silang mga telos kaya sila nabuhay. For example, yung giraffe. Yung mga giraffe, they describe these animals na maikli lang yung mga necks nila. Hindi katulad ng mga giraffe na alam natin ngayon. So, by natural selection and evolution theory, nakita natin na nag-evolve yung mga giraffe and mapapansin natin na humaba yung mga leeg nila to adapt with the environment they have. Which means that telos is completely visible and noticeable in the current situation na binigay ko sa inyo. Gaano nga ba ka-importante at gaano nga ba natin dapat pahalagahan yung telos natin as a person? So, in short, this Aristotelian concept is what responds to the question, what for? Para saan? That question to him is the most important meaning of the question, why? Bakit? So, pag pinag-connect natin yung dalawang question na yun, para saan at bakit? Para saan mo ginawa yung mga bagay na to? Bakit mo ginawa yung mga bagay na yun? Because you have something in mind na gusto mong marating. And that is your telos. So, the final cause is the strongest kind of cause. Kung ano nga ba yung pinaka-final cause natin, kunyari, ikaw ay nasa rurok na ng iyong buhay at malapit ka ng kunin ng may kapal. Bilang tao, ano yung pinaka-final cause or kung ano yung pinaka-gusto mong marating bago ka makuha ni Lord as a person? So, i-describe to ni Aristotle as the strongest kind of cause na na-accumulate ng tao in the course of his living. So, to know X, you have to know its cause. Para malaman mo yung X, kailangan mo malaman kung bakit mo ginawa yun. So, every actions we have are driven by something or driven by the term cause or kung ano yung mga reason natin kung bakit natin ginagawa yung mga bagay na yun. And to know its cause, kung para malaman mo naman yung mga cause mo, kung hindi ka aware sa mga cause or mga reason kung bakit mo ginagawa yung mga bagay na yun, you need to get its point. Parang ikaw as a person, ginawa mo yung simple action na tinulungan mo yung matanda. Hindi mo naman alam kung bakit mo siya tinulungan, pero lately na-realize mo because you want to be a good person. You want to be matulungin sa mga matatanda because you have someone in common na matanda din or lola mo din na baka mahirapan din sa daan na walang tutulong sa kanya. So, you yourself believe that someday or on the specific time and date, meron ding tao na tutulong sa lola mo kung gusto niyang tumawid sa isang specific na daan. So, meron akong simple quote dito from Carl Jung, which is, each man has his telos, and inasmuch as he tries to fulfill it, he is a real citizen. So those who follow the telos they have as a person, basically they are a real person. They follow what is right for them as a person, which is, I think, is right. Kasi dapat naman talaga tayong gumawa dapat lang naman talaga tayong mag-take ng mga actions because we have to develop intrinsically bilang isang tao as yourself, and para mag-develop ka din with the help of others. So hindi ka lang namang nagde-develop because ikaw lang yung tao sa mundo. Kasi di ba meron na tayong quote na no man is an island. We always needed help from others. So yun, parang ma-realize lang natin na mahalaga na meron tayong telos na dapat nating pinangangalagaan din as person and as an individual striving to have a better life in a specific society na nafi-fit in tayo. So, happiness is the highest good according to Aristotle. So, hindi ko na masyadong papahabain yung explanation because this type of quote will be eventually coded by another presenter na susunod sa akin. So, reflect how this philosophy affect your life. What is your telos in life? Ano yung naiisip ng magiging purpose sa buhay? Or bakit kayo nag-exist dito sa mundo? Definitely, meron kayong telos. And do not always believe na wala kayong purpose in life. The very essence of your existence in this world is the very idea na mahalaga kayo as an individual and as a person striving to live a better life. So, thank you for listening to my lesson, and let us go to Mr. JC Delupio as he unraveled another topic for you guys. Thank you!
At this point, we will going to discuss the virtue as a habit. But before that, I want you to read this verse from John 1 verse 9, saying that if we confess our sins, He is faithful and just to forgive our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. I am Giancarlo B. Delupio, and I'm going to discuss virtue as a habit as part of this unified virtue ethics. Upon my research, while I am searching on the internet, I saw one great philosopher and he is believing with virtue as a habit. According to Aristotle, he believed that virtue as a habit requires an intentional choice when you begin. Meaning, your choices which came from your heart, came from your mind. Ibig sabihin, dapat ito ay talagang ang gusto mo, pinag-isipan, at ito ay kusa na natural na napasok o lumabas sa iyong isip at sa iyong puso upang ito iyong isabuhay. Another, the habit of virtue is not yet developed, but over time one becomes used to behaving virtuously, and after a while one acts virtuously without needing to use volition. Meaning, kapag ito yung nakasanayan mo na gumawa ng mabuti, virtuously, magiging normal na lang sa iyo to. Na hindi ka na dumarating sa punto na kinakailangan pa ma-influensahan ng iba upang gumawa ng mabuti. Also, according to Aristotle, he defined virtue as a habit, as easy to perform a good action, but not easy to acquire a settled habit of performing such an action. Yes, madaling gumawa ng mabuti, pero hindi natin kaya na isagawa ito ng araw-araw, ng oras-oras, ng bawat minuto ay gumagawa tayo ng mabuti. Mahirap i-apply ito sa ating sarili. Kaya natin ito sabihin, subalit hindi ito kayang gawin ng isang individual sa isang mabilisang panahon lamang. Yes, nakagagawa tayo ng mabubuting bagay sa pagkakataon na tayo ay talaga hinihingi ng panahon. Pero hanggang kailan o hanggang saan natin pagkapatuloy paggawa ng mabuting bagay na kahit sa ating sarili lamang or intentional choice. Diba? Ang virtue daw ay maiintindihan or mas magiging maiintindihan siya kung ito ay magiging habit ng isang tao. Sa paanong paraan ito magiging habit ng isang tao? Kung ito ay nahuhulma sa pagkatao ng isang tao or kumbaga sa pang-araw-araw na pamumuhay ng tao, palagi nagagamit ang virtue. Meaning, lagi tayong gumagawa ng mabuti. Lagi na-apply natin kung ano yung magagandang bagay na dapat siyang sinasabuhay ng individual. And after that, maaari na itong virtue na to ay maging real na ng ating pagkatao para tingnan sa ganitong aspeto, sa magandang aspeto bilang individual. Dahil doon, maaaring ang virtue ay maging habit ng isang tao. Palagi ang paggawa ng tama, ng maganda, is makakasanayan na at hindi na kailangan ng impluwensya ng iba para ito ay may sakatuparan. Sabi din sa Golden Mean, masyadong masama ang mga excess or extreme, katulad ng too much vices, hindi nagiging balance ang pagkatao or ang virtue ng isang tao. Dahil lumalamang ang hindi magandang aspeto kaysa sa magandang aspeto. Sa kabilang parte, oo, tama or mabuti ang maging mabait. Pero kapag sobra na, hindi nagiging balance. Kumbaga, nagkakaroon ng lamangan. Sa parting ito, hindi nagkakaroon ng magandang pag-shape sa pagkatao ng isang tao kung hindi balance ang vices and ang virtue. So it should be the virtues is always in balance for us to maintain a balanced, good person. For example, if one can be considered as possessing the virtue of loyalty, then one should be compelled to be loyal at all types of situation. Not many would practice this kind of virtue. If one is easily tempted to become unfaithful, then this character is considered as a vice. That was what a great philosopher Aristotle trying to explain, trying to say here, and virtue as a habit. But on the other hand, St. Thomas Aquinas has also explanation, has also expression to deliver his thought about virtue as a habit or virtue ethics. He accepted, consider Aristotle as pagan. Aquinas respected Aristotle's empirical teaching and connected it with Christian teaching. Tinanggap niya yung ganung thought ni Aristotle and kinunag niya ito at itinuro sa Christian teaching. Knowing the virtue as a being good person, being kind, therefore have better to consider Aristotle's thought and include it to teaching and to Christian teaching. And for Aquinas, he believed that reality is composed of the natural and the revealed. For natural, it provides an argument for the existence of God based on reason, ordinary experience of nature, while the revealed on the revealed, God has in His special way to approach humanity. And additional sa natural, the people, the one who attempt through their own natural faculties to approach God. And that will be all. Thank you.
So again, my name is Gemma Rose Barbo, and today I'm going to discuss the natural law of Unit 5, Virtue of Ethics. So, first, what is natural law? According to its definition, it is the theory in ethics and philosophy that says that the human beings possess intrinsic value that govern our reasoning and behavior. So, according to Austin a while ago, that this is, Telos is inherent to ourselves. So, ibig sabihin nun is, meron na tayo mga karakteristik na tinataglay pagkapanganak pa lang natin. Tayo na lang yung nagde-develop neto for us to determine what is wrong and what is right. Natural law is an action based upon the principle and truth. This is a universal, exists and applies anywhere in the universe regardless of location. This is the one characteristic na sinabi ni Austin, this is the example of one characteristic that inherent na sa atin, na alam na natin kung ano yung tama at mali. Alam na natin kung ano yung mga dapat gawin at mga hindi dapat gawin when it comes to our lives. And according pa dito is, eternal and immutable exists and applies for as long as the universe exists and cannot be changed. According pa kay Aristotle, something is good as long as it fulfills its purpose. So, yun nga, kagaya nga ng sinabi ni Austin kanina, na lahat tayo ay may purpose, lahat tayo ay may telos hanggat nabubuhay tayo. Meron tayong purpose. Nasa atin na lang yan kung paano natin hahanapin yung purpose natin dito sa mundong ibabaw. And sabi pa dito, natural law maintains that this rule of rights and wrong are inherent in people and are not created by society and court judges. Innate na sa atin yung mga bagay na yon and yung mga karakteristik na yun. Alam na natin sa sarili natin kung ano yung tama na dapat gawin at kung ano yung mali na hindi dapat gawin as a human being. So yon. The natural law, the light of the reason, is placed by nature and thus by God in every man to guide him in his acts. Good is to be done and pursued, and evil avoided. So, according to St. Thomas Aquinas, there are 4 types of natural law. These are eternal law, natural law, human law, and divine law. A while ago, JC discussed natural and revealed reality. Sinabi niya doon, yung mga katangian ng natural and revealed reality. So, ayan, the natural would be within the sphere of philosophy where one has to observe first, then make a conclusion. So, yun, sinabi naman kanina doon ni JC na dapat merong discussion or merong argument. Yun yung natural reality. While the revealed reality, revealed theology means that our knowledge will come from the God's revelation. And that would be within the sphere of faith. So, in short, it is a God's faith reality. Sa madaling salita, ang natural reality, yun yung pinaniniwalaan na natin na to see is to believe, na hindi tayo naniniwala hanggat walang nangyayaring ganun at hindi natin na puprove na nag-e-exist talaga yung mga bagay na yun. Kailangan pa na mangyari muna bago natin paniwalaan na totoo at nag-e-exist yung mga bagay-bagay na yun. While the revealed reality, it's God's faith. Kung ano yung mga kinalakihan or kinasanayan or paniniwala, yun na yung mismong pinaniniwalaan. Yun yung revealed reality. Based dun sa 4 na types ng natural law na binanggit ko kanina, naatis sila sa dalawa. Under the natural reality is the natural law and the human law. And the revealed reality naman is yung eternal law at saka yung divine law. So, para pas malalimin pa yung nalalaman natin about natural law, let's call on Miss Stacy to discuss the concept of natural law para mas ma-discuss pa niya yung mga tenets ng natural law and mapalalim pa natin yung mga nalalaman natin. Thank you for listening.
There are 4 basic concepts of natural law, and one of them is that natural law is the theory of natural rights on our supposed state of nature. Natural law primarily talks about our human rights and our free will as humans. Natural law is the principle of human conduct. It talks about our discipline and virtues we follow as humans. And this is basically what is true is equals to what is correct, and what is false is equals to what is wrong. Natural law is the norm of conduct discoverable by our experiences and our observations. It is like what they said that humans learn from their experiences and we apply this in our daily lives. Now it's like making a mistake, and now that we learned that what we've done is wrong, we're not going to do that same thing again. Natural law is the use of reason in the making and administration of law. Now, the principles of natural law is that natural law is given by God. These are the laws that are set by God Himself, and this is what we follow as humans in order to live a righteous life, to have an eternal life. It is naturally authoritative over human beings. Kahit ano pa mang estado ng buhay mo, mayaman or mahirap ka, ito ay dapat na sinusunod natin. This is what makes us humans. And these laws apply to anyone, whether kung mayaman yung isang tao or mahirap, may posisyon siya sa gobyerno or wala. It is naturally knowable by all human beings. And itong mga batas na to is not just from the Bible. These laws are actually eternal, universal, and unchangeable. There are 5 primary precepts of natural law, and one of them is self-preservation. Self-preservation talks about our human instincts for survival and taking the time to heal and repair our emotional, physical, and mental state. It also talks about honoring our needs and our desires as humans. Us humans have the needs that we are required for us to live, and one of them is actually having food on the table, one of them is having a roof over our head, and our desires as humans is what we wanted to have to be successful in our life. One of the precepts of natural law is the continuation of the species through reproduction, which is pretty much self-explanatory. One of these precepts is actually education for children. Now, education for children just doesn't talk about sending children to school. It also talks about teaching children what is right and wrong, teaching children personal hygiene, and teaching children discipline and virtue. Living in a society. Living in a society is a natural good, and this is how we thrive. Living in a community makes us who we are. It also is what supports our virtuous life. And of course, one of these primary precepts is to actually worship God.
Good day everyone, my name is Fiona Maris Alico and my part is about happiness as moral and cardinal virtues. So kanina, binanggit na ang virtues are characteristics and qualities in a sense of high moral standards. So kapag daw ang tao ay makikitaan ng mga good moral characters, we can say na taglay niya yung virtues at hindi siya nakikitaan sa anumang mga vices or mga bad moral characters. Then, that person we can conclude na he or she is good. Okay? So, ano ba yung sinasabi nating moral and cardinal virtues? So, makikita natin dyan sa unang slide, Aristotle said that we must cultivate virtues because they are the qualities that will help the people to live well. So, moral is about personal standard, personal perspective, person's philosophy, okay, towards things and objects. So, isa sa mga tagapagtaguyod dito ay si Aristotle, na kailangan daw taglayin, okay, ng tao ang pagiging virtues, okay, yung high sense of moral standard, dahil makakatulong ito sa buhay ng tao. So, paano kaya yun, no? Ano ba yung sinasabi ni Aristotle? Okay, so ang sabi niya kasi, the achievement of eudaimonia is the end goal of man, and man acts toward this goal. So, kailangan taglayin ng tao na magkaroon ng high sense of moral standards para makamit niya yung eudaimonia. Okay? And its other term, okay, ng happiness. Aristotle would point out that moral philosophy should lead an individual to grow. It is a virtuous person who will achieve this end. If one wants to be in the state of eudaimonia, one must be virtuous. Okay? So, kung gusto talaga natin ma-achieve yung happiness, okay, ang tao dapat kailangang taglayin ang kabutihan. Okay? Ang pagkakaroon ng mabuting asal at mga mabubuting katangian. Okay? At in a sense of that, makakamit natin yung happiness na yun. Because naniniwala si Aristotle, okay, in a moral virtues, na ito talaga yung goal ng tao. Okay? Tayo, nag-expect talaga tayo na kapag ginawa natin itong bagay na to sa isang tao, alam natin may mababalik sa atin yun. Kapag gumawa tayo ng kabutihan sa tao, alam natin, nag-expect tayo na there's a happiness, di ba, na feeling sa atin. So, yun yung sinasabi nating eudaimonia and yung proposition ni Aristotle about it. So, in the other hand, the cardinal virtues, kapag sinabi natin cardinal, it highest rank, okay, in the Roman Catholic Church. So, ang isa sa mga tagapagtaguyod nito ay si Saint Thomas Aquinas. Okay? Saint Thomas Aquinas is one of the Catholic priests na ang sinasabi niya, naniniwala naman siya na ang end goal is happiness pa din. Okay? Yung pagiging virtuous ng tao. However, the right actions depend on the knowledge of God rather than philosophical knowledge. It is a real experiencing of a relationship with God, the beatific vision. So, balikan lang natin yung doon sa pangatlong slide na sinasabi na virtuous life is one that seeks intellectual venture in the pursuit of God and His essence as practiced within the community. So, sa madaling salita, sa cardinal virtues, ma-achieve lang natin yung eudaimonia o yung happiness kapag ginawa talaga natin yung aksyon na kaloob ng Ama. Okay? Na naka-align sa karunungan ng Ama o kalooban ng ating Diyos. Okay? Yun ang sinasabi ni St. Thomas Aquinas. So, yan yung mga ilan sa mga halimbawa nito na ma-achieve natin ang happiness through the cardinal virtues is humility, chastity, obedience, faith, love. Okay? So, summarize guys, moral and cardinal virtues, parehas naman ng sinasabi na ang end goal talaga ng tao is happiness. Yun nga lang, dito sa moral virtues, mas nakikitaan natin yung perspective ng isang tao. So, it's a person's perspective and person's standard towards the behavior. Ang pinagkaiba nito sa cardinal virtues na pinangungunahan ni St. Thomas Aquinas, kailangan naka-align doon sa kalooban ng Diyos. Okay? So, that's it. So much thankful for listening. I hope you learned a lot from this.